So welcome to the session of week six. So consider this session as a week six open session and generally a revision session for your upcoming OPP exam. So, okay. So this is the open session. So the questions are from yourself. If you are facing any difficulty in any of the concept, just let me know. I'll explain the concept.
No, sir.
Okay. I'm not audible.
Now you're audible.
Okay. Okay. I mean, initially I'm asking. Because nobody got asked any questions. That's it. So
Sir,
this is the open session. Yeah. Yeah.
actually, in OPP, what is the format, sir? How many questions will be there, and which week, how many questions? Each
So
and every.
there is no clear-cut blueprint for the weeks, but I'll tell you the question. There will be six questions. Okay. The first three will be 15 marks each. The next three will be 20 marks each. So there will be like a sum of 105 marks. It will be normalized to 100. So there will be six questions. The format will be exactly like your NTPU.
Like, sir, MDPA.
NPPA. So the last 5 days we have NPPA, right? Those are like
Right.
just like your practice for your OPP.
Okay.
So
In
the
that,
MP, sorry, go on.
total six questions are there. So
Yes,
all the six questions we require to answer, right?
yes, all are mandatory.
For getting pass, sir.
You have to get at least 40 marks.
So the NPPs were mandatory. I mean, will it be part of graded this thing?
Yeah, NPP has marks. I mean, like 2 marks for NPP one. The thing is, you have to attend at least one out of five NPP. It's already over by yesterday. Uh, yeah, no, no. I think one NPP, the last NPP is on today. I think. Every day it releases at 7 o'clock.
I actually missed a few of them. So will there be more that'll be
No,
released?
today is the last one. Today is the last NPP. So it is a timed one. It will be released on 7 o'clock and it will be closed after 2 hours. We want to give you some sense of OPP exam for the time limitation game. So that is the concept of OPP.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir, if we are able to solve all the MPP questions, then we will be able to do the OPP, right?
Yeah, you can have
On
some
our own.
confidence. Yes,
So
you will
NP
get some confidence within time because so what we have seen is in previous term, the students was able to solve the problem, but they are not able to manage the time. So that is the reason we are giving 5 NPP before the OPP exam.
So will the difficulty level be same for MPP and OPP? Similar?
Yeah, it's comparable.
Okay.
So the difficulty level of OPP exam will be like your GRPS.
Okay.
Sir, documentation will be given, right? If some like a command which is like rarely used is given.
You have received your bash cheat sheet during the NPP, right? I mean, it should be already available now.
Yes, sir. Is that enough?
Yeah, that's one. That will be exactly which is given, which will be given in your OBP exam.
Okay, okay.
Sir, what is that, sir? I didn't receive.
The cheat sheet. If you go to your portal under supplementary content, there is called cheat sheet bash. Okay, so that will contain some pure examples or all the syntax for if, while, not for the bash and some other commands as well.
So can we check the sheet in between the exam? I mean, how,
Yes, yes, you can. It will be
because
just
we
like
cannot.
it's one of the unit. It will be, I think it comes along with your initial questions or something.
Okay, because we
So
can't open other portal, other links, right? So it should be on that portal itself or on the next to the question, something like that.
it is not on the next slide, so I'll show you here.
It won't be.
So this is your portal, okay? So the cheat sheet also comes in the within portal only, so you won't have any issue.
Okay, so it'll be one of those on the left,
Yeah,
like we have COC
yeah.
and whatever. Yeah, okay.
So you can look into it. This is the exact thing you are going to get in the exam. So at least just go through it so that you know what other things are there and where are those things. So we have the special characters on BRE and PRE differences and everything.
So for the BRE, the character should have a backslash. It's not mentioned in the cheat sheet. The special characters, curly braces and parentheses, right?
Yeah, it should have a backslash.
So will that be updated in the BRE for the in the OPP cheat sheet also?
Uh, yeah, I mean, yeah, you can at least you can get your sense in that case. At least that's much you have to know. So some options are not available on the uh, BRE. You have to, if you want plus, you have to use BRE. Those things will be there.
Yeah, so like I'm quite comfortable with ERE, not so much with BRE because I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah, it's
where
fine.
to escape the character and where not to.
But
So
there is some cases like, let's say, if we are asking you, I mean, as of now, no issues. In OPP 1, no issues. But when you come to OPP 2, you are asked to write that script, not the command, only the script part. Or you are asked to write an off script. Okay. At that time, you cannot decide which regular expression engine you want to use.
okay,
Okay.
in
So this is not a concern of OPP 1. But when it comes to OPP 2, at least you have to know what is the difference between those.
that fine,
I
sir.
mean, very few things.
Sir, I have a question. Uh,
Yeah.
in the if condition, can you explain all the types of brackets that we use? Like sometimes we use square brackets, sometimes round brackets, sometimes double round brackets.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Okay.
which one do we use when, and what does it mean exactly? Because I'm able to get the answer, but I have to like brute force my way with the
So I already
brackets.
explained this in multiple sessions. Just to one time. Okay. So you are
Okay.
So you have this types, okay. Note that when you use a bracket, it's very important that you should give a space after the bracket and before the bracket. If you write some condition like this, then it's totally wrong, syntactically wrong. Okay, this is wrong. You have to give a space so that things will work.
And it is for double brackets also.
Yes. Mhm. Okay. There are the brackets, and if you put a dollar in front of those brackets, this is for
Sir,
condition.
you include single quotes and double quotes also. No?
Yeah, that I will do separately. Okay. You have to conditional for checking the condition. Okay. So this is also same. Uh, extra fixes. Like you can do like this.
So that is
And
used
you
for
can use,
pattern matching, right?
yes. This is for brace expansion. This is for subshell, and you can use it for array definition. Okay. Uh, we can do arithmetic operations too. And check. So if you use dollar in front of it, the- so here also you can do some arithmetic, but generally sometimes avoid it. So if you use a dollar in front of it, that means you are extracting the value.
Uh, what does that mean, sir?
Okay,
Extracting
I'll tell you.
as in?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sir, I get it. Like putting it in a variable or something.
So let's say this is a subshell, okay? Subshell, so I'm doing like a echo high. Okay. But if I want to get the value and save it inside a variable, I can put a dollar in front of it. I can do it. This is for everything. I mean, you can, if you use double square bracket for arithmetic checking, 2 plus 2, you can get the value. Okay. Does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
I mean, whenever I say value or standard output, generally we deal with standard output only. Okay? So all you have to do is some echo. So we'll see some conditions for some examples for that. Starting with the condition. So what I'm going to do is I'm not gonna use the if statement, if and some like conditional, then echo one view. Okay. This is a very valid choice, but I'm not gonna do like this. Okay, this one. So what I will do is I'll put a condition here. Okay. Then I'll do the and here. If it's if the condition is true, otherwise what I can do is I can put the exit status of it. It makes more sense. Is anybody didn't understand this part?
Understood,
Sir,
sir.
it is saying the exit code, right?
Yes, exit code of the previous command. In this case, the previous command was this part. I always do that. Okay. So let's say if I edited this to 2, the exit command was 1. That means it's wrong. Okay. 1 is not a successful exit command. So that we can understand this condition fails. Any doubt here?
No, sir.
So you mean to say here we do not, it's not required to use a if condition. We can directly compare the things.
Yes, always. If condition is that if syntax is not required. So if syntax is required, if you want to, based on the condition, you want to do some bunch of things. Let's say here I am writing only one script, which is independent of it. Okay, so it's not required. But when you write a bash shell script, let's say if the condition is true, then you have to write some like a 5, 6 commands. Then in that case, if makes more sense.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So you can use the numerical comparison, this GT, LT, all those things here. For equal to, you will be using eq. For not equal to, you will be using n. Okay. So when you do something like this, it uses the string comparison. Okay. So let's say so you can see here, I said 0, 1, which is greater than 2. Mathematically, that is wrong. Okay. Are you able to get this part? It's exiting with the exit status of success. That means the condition is true.
So
Sir,
even
even
not
if it is a string, then also 2 should be greater, right?
yeah.
Yeah, because that's a string comparison, not the numerical comparison.
No. So in this case, they are being considered as strings,
String.
right?
Always. Yeah.
So
So if you use this greater than symbol inside the square bracket, single square bracket, then that is a string comparison. If you want numerical comparison, you want to use this numerical comparison after like a hyphen GT, LT, like that.
yeah, my question is, even if there are strings, shouldn't 2 be still greater than 0, 1 because 0 comes before 2?
No, that's how string comparison works is uh, it will compare with the first value, 0 and 1, 2. Okay. In this case,
Yeah, so 0 is smaller, so shouldn't it return
I
1?
get it, sir. If it was like 0, 3 instead of 0, 1, it will also show the same thing.
yeah. Yeah, the better approach will be like, we can get this one.
So I'm still not getting, like, even if they're string, isn't 1
Yeah.
smaller than 2? Even for string comparison, like it's basically comparing it like a dictionary, right? If
Yeah.
it comes before in the dictionary, then it should return true. So isn't 11 coming before 21 in a dictionary?
Uh,
Because
In
1
this
is,
case, it's greater than. Like
yeah,
11 does not come before, means after 21.
the 11 comes before, so it should return 1 because 11 is not in that case greater than 21. It is not coming after 21.
no, it not considered 11. It simply compares 1 and 2.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm
No,
saying.
Yeah, understood your point. Even in this case, what you're saying is this one should be already, it's not greater than 2. That's what you are saying, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Just 5.5.
Actually, it is taking the ASCII value. Like one has its
Yeah,
own
it takes
ASCII value.
ASCII value only.
But
Yeah,
still,
that is the reason why.
ASCII value of 1 is smaller than 2.
I'm not sure, but it's 49, I guess.
That doesn't matter. 2 comes after 1.
Yeah, maybe I have to check. Like I think it's because of the ASCII value.
ASCII value of one is 49, the other one is 50. So even then, it should be the other way
See,
around.
sir, it's returning
Yeah,
false.
I understood. But yeah, I think in some other case it is. But I would suggest, yeah, I mean, this is how in Python it works, right? So this one, it compares a star, 1 and 1. So this is false, so it returns false. Okay, I am totally not sure, but I would suggest if you can use the numerical comparison operator when you want to deal with it.
Could it be
Yeah.
possible we are not using the double quotes? That is why it is happening like this.
It's no. So even if you use double quote, it will be the same. The problem with a single square bracket is when you use a double quote, right? I mean, if you don't have a value in it, then there will be a problem. This will be a problem. So what happens is there is nothing inside, so it takes a null character. I mean, like this one, there is nothing inside. This is the problem with a single quote. But it will throw error if you are using double square bracket.
Okay.
Also, it is very important that whenever you are referring something like a dollar a greater than a, something like that, okay, inside the single quote, it is very important that you should bound with the double quote.
For single square brackets, sir, right?
Yeah, for a single square bracket.
But if
But
we
if you are using double square bracket, it's fine.
okay,
So whatever we discussed in the single square bracket, which is applicable for double square bracket as well. Okay. The double square bracket is the feature will be superset of single square bracket. So if you are
Sir,
using the
here
same,
A value is more than 8.
not defined. No, A value is not defined.
Okay, then it is giving 1. No? 1 is true, right?
Yeah, because it's taking as a null value.
Null in bash is like equivalent to 0, right?
Yeah, you can say that, but it's not. You can. That is not different. That's it. It will be like a simply null string. There's nothing inside. So if I say echo $a, there's nothing inside.
Sir,
Okay.
1 is true. No? 1 is true and 0 is false, right?
No, 0 is true, 1 is false.
Okay.
Whenever you say exit status, right? I'm saying it only with the exit status. But when we go for other programming language, it's different. The exit status 0 means success. Okay. Anything other than 0 is it's not a success. So here it's not a true false. It's more like a exit status. Uh, here the exit status was unsuccessful.
In the earlier case, I understood why. Like Archie said, right? One is greater
Yeah.
than two, but one is greater in lexicographically order, right? Like A is greater than B. In the similar way,
Yeah.
one is greater than two.
Yes. So let's say if you do like this, right? Then that is a very valid choice.
It should return one.
No, 0 only. 0 means true. I mean, it is
Yeah,
a success.
yeah, true. Yeah, success.
But if you do like this also, okay, I'm not sure what's going on, but
Might be comparing something else.
so I would suggest don't use like this, but I don't understand this part of it. So just I would suggest don't use the string comparison operator for these things. But the thing will be different when you use a double square bracket. Within double square bracket, the greater than means it's by default arithmetic greater than only.
It's round brackets, no, sir? Square brackets.
Yeah. Sorry, double parenthesis. Yeah. So that's a strategy. Don't use this greater than symbol for the within the square bracket for string comparison. Okay. Mostly you won't be doing much of a string comparison. You'll be doing mostly in a like a arithmetic comparison only. One another thing, very important thing we have to know is Bash cannot handle, I mean, like a floating point values. Okay. 1.2. Okay. It will throw an error.
So then how will we handle in case there is a problem?
You have to use BC.
Basic calculator, right?
Yeah.
Bench calculator.
So if you want to use, it is better you can use the -L. It will list the long option as well. So this it will enable some predefined math routines as well. Okay? So like a sine, cos, all those things. But you have to use the edge calculator for most of the things if it involves any floating point operation.
So how can we use the bench calculator in conditional for if else?
You can do like this. I mean, let's say mostly I'm going to use the double square bracket. Okay? So since I'm using bash, it's makes sense. Okay. So what is I'm doing is, so let's say I want to compare this whether that is greater than 3 or not. Okay. Note that when it comes to bench calculator, the return output 1 means true, 0 means false.
Sir, confused, sir. Again, could you repeat?
So unable to see your text.
Is it visible now?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't confuse the exit status and the return value. Okay. So with the concept to the exit status, it is function not equal to 0, unsuccessful. It doesn't matter whatever the number is, it is unsuccessful. So this condition and everything works based on the exit status. Okay.
So can you swap it to the right side, sir? The brackets.txt is not visible. I mean, all lines. Yeah.
Okay. So this works on the exit status. Okay. So BC have their own definition. Okay. It will return 1 for with respect to BC. Okay. This is how BC works. Generally,
This
this
is
is
normal for
valid.
everything.
Yes, this is the general programming construct. I mean, if you go to C or any other, most of the programming languages follow this trend. Okay. So how this works is it will return 1 mostly for the large comparison, logical comparison, arithmetic comparison. Okay. I start BC here. No issues. You can, it will surely works for other things. That time.
So what does minus hyphen L do?
It will enable some arithmetic operations, but here in this case, mostly it's not needed.
It imports the math library, right, from the
Yeah,
BC.
yeah. So let's say if I use this here with kind of one, it is saying not different, right? I haven't used much with the BC. Okay, but it generally do the imports math library. So there are some predefined math routines you can use with the hyperlink. I never used it before, so I don't know. You can learn from a kind of approach. But in general, if you use BCL, one thing it by default it does is it does the floating point automatically. Okay. So otherwise, simply BCL. Okay. So I think this floating point things and single brace and double brackets are solved, right? In double brackets, what the additional thing you can do is you can give the pattern value here and you can give the regex here. Okay. So value is just a variable or you can insert a variable directly. So
Sir, this equal to tilde represents.
it represents the regular expression match. Okay. In the right side, you have to give the regular expression without any code. Okay, that is important. Or you can save it in some variable and refer it here. That's also good. Okay, this is matching with the regular expression.
Sir, also I have confusion between dot star and star dot.
Okay, so star dot doesn't mean anything. Okay, with respect to regular expression. Okay, so when you are referring to a bash wildcard, that's a different story. Okay, when you are referring to a regular expression, star is a quantifier. Okay, so simply star doesn't mean anything. So the star has only meaning when it has some pattern before it. Here in this case, dot. You can say 1 star, 2 star, something like that. It has to have some pattern or some regular expression before it. Like mostly like some character to match. Okay. So when you say star dot, it doesn't make any sense because this quantifier do not have any previous characters to match. Does it clarify the doubt?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but when you do some bash operation, let's say if you use ls star dot, the meaning is different. Okay. This is not a regular expression. This is a bash wildcard. Okay. So it says yeah, wildcard. Wildcard means so if I say touch ABC, I have so, I have
So it
three
means
values.
everything, right?
Yes. So I mean mostly it star means patterns matching to the files in the current directory. Generally, that is expansion. That it will match with 0 or more character as a bash wildcard. This is not a regular expression. It's a bash wildcard. Let's say if I say A star, it will return A. If I say star B, it will return B. So if I say A dot B, B dot C. When you say star dot, it says no, star dot. Also, when you say bash wildcard, whatever you are referring as a last value, if it's not a star, then that is the end of the file. But in a regular expression, we used to give the dollar symbol to denote that is the end of the line.
Can you repeat this?
Okay. So when you write, this is a bash wildcard. Okay. So when I say A star B, that means a file or directory, whatever it is starting with A. In between, it could be anything, any characters it will have,
Zero
and
or
it's
more.
ending with B. Yeah.
Star is
In
zero.
bash, that is a regular expression. Here, it's more like a here's a pattern, bash wildcard.
Zero or
This
more
is
occurrence of the
characters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But when you do the same with regular expression, it's very different. Why? Because this star doesn't mean anything. The first star. Because there is no any character classes to match.
Yeah.
Okay. So it doesn't have any meaning. So, but if I remove dot star, it has meaning.
Yeah.
Dot will match with any characters, including space, and the star will match with that previous pattern which is given that we given, which can occur zero or more times. So that will the given regular expression will match with the null strings as well. Assume if a file there is a file, its file name is null string, then it will match.
So this was also the
Sir, even in this case, A, B, C came out actually. So
Yes, because
A, B, C are not matching. There is no dot.
no, that is what I'm saying. Right? This is the regular expression. The meaning of the dot is not literal dot. Dot will match with anything. Star is a quantifier.
So to match a dot, we need to put the dot inside the
Backslash.
square or
Yeah,
escape.
either you can do like this.
Or
So
escape
now
it.
it's matching with A and B. In the only the dot it's matching. Then you can ask me why then A, B, C are listed.
Yeah, why is it displaying those?
Yeah, that is the question I'm answering previously. So what does this star mean? It means it is a
Is it
quantifier.
matching with the space?
It is matching with the null string.
Yeah.
There is no space, but it's matching with the null string because when you say A and a null string together, that means it's simply A, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think I can do that. So echo, I mean, 1. Still, it's same. I'll put some characters before and after. This is how it works. Now the regular expression in star is matching with this null string. I mean, it's obviously it's not entirely present, but it is a presence. It is matching with that null string. That is why it's showing all the lines. How to prevent it? Okay, don't use star.
So I think the star is matching the dot character, like a full stop. If you have,
No. Dot, it is matching with the dot only. But we are saying the dot can occur 0 times as well.
okay.
Yes,
I
yes.
Okay, it doesn't matter. I mean, if I give something like A, okay, then I will match it only A, but others as well. Because this A presents 0 times in this line. That is why it's matching.
If we had to match a single dot, then we would use the plus.
No, a single dot means
Single or more.
if it's matching your pattern. I mean, here that it doesn't make any sense. But if I'm using plus, then I have to use the eager. Okay, because the plus belongs to the extended regular expression. If I use,
Uh,
it will return nothing.
So that is matching B also. Grep A star.
No, it is matching with the dot.
No, above command. Just
Which
above.
command here?
Sir,
This one?
above the plus.
Grep.
Before putting plus.
Yeah, this one.
This command you are taking.
Grep A star. Yeah.
That is what I saw. Right? This A can occur 0 or more times.
And what is A inside the square bracket? I mean, it is starting with A or
A could be anywhere. This is what we are saying is regular expression now. This A could be anywhere in the line. It need not be the starting. When it becomes a starting is if I say this caret symbol, if I give a caret symbol before A, then it means it has to start with A. If I give
Okay.
this caret symbol, then only it means it starts with A. Otherwise, I can create some files as well. Now it's matching with only this one. Okay.
Just A.
So you have to remove the star.
Yeah, I understand. Certainly. Now it's matching with this. You see, I haven't specified the A has to be the first character.
It can be anywhere.
Yes.
Sir,
So
this caret symbol, it is used for negation also, no? When
If it
it
is
is
that
used
is
inside
negation only when
square
you
bracket.
use inside the square bracket.
Hmm.
So if I say like this,
This will mean not
then
A.
it's a negation. Yeah, it is. Then it is matching with any character other than A.
And if we have one, if we put another caret symbol outside the square bracket, then
Outside the square bracket means
I
then
mean,
it comes into a. This is not a character class anymore. That is a separate thing. So here in this case, anything other than A and B. So if you do like this, right, then it's a totally different story. That means I'm matching with a pattern that do not, I mean, that do not contain A, and it can have B, it can have like a 0 or more occurrence of B.
mhm.
So I mean, this part is matched because it the first one not A, G
It
is
can
not
be
A,
anything
yeah,
other than A.
and yeah, B star means it can have 0 occurrence, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
So I'll come to the regular expression next. I just complete out this part. Okay? So few things are remaining. So brace expansion. Okay. Brace expansion with step. This is for the this part two. We already seen the subshell and definition. Subshell is just like if you want to do something.
Sir, I have a question in brace expansion.
Yeah.
Is there a way to like use it with a variable?
No. Actually, there is a way, but that is not a good way. Okay.
Using a sequence, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Using sequence is the correct method, I would say. If you want to go from 0 to 10, do like this. I mean, here you can use the variable way, any variable. Okay. So sequence also have all the options. But the step comes between. That is the only thing. If you are using brace expansion, the step is the third. It comes third. But if you are in sequence, its step comes now. Starting, end, in between step. If you have only two parameter, that means starting and end.
Okay, sir. And one more thing, sir. If we are traversing like using a loop, is there a way to like skip some steps?
Yeah, I mean you can. Yeah, can do something like, let's say, starting with 0, the step is to you can do like this.
SEQ is for sequencing.
If
Yeah.
there is
Counting
another
the
array,
sequence of numbers, right?
then what about that? Like if there is already an array existing,
If you have already an array, you can do it. So I defined an array here.
yes, sir. For example, if we want to, let's say, access only the even ones,
Then you have to use a condition there. But, uh,
there's no way to just only access.
You can use the sequence and whatever I
Yeah.
is, you can use that as the index for the array.
Then you
Okay.
can do something like this. Okay. So if you do, so what I have done here is I'm going through the array. If it's modulo, okay, here is the thing.
Sir, it's
If
not
the
visible.
modulus of the value is 0, then it's a positive exit step. Then echo that number. I got only 2 and 2. But if you see the whole array, it will be 1, 2, 3, 5, 3. Does this answer your question?
Yes, sir.
You can write whatever condition you want. You can write if condition, all the condition within inside.
So I had a question. Do we use double equal to inside the brackets or single equal to? Because in the cheat sheet, it is only single equal to.
That is also different. So if you are using single square bracket, a single equal to means equality. That is also a string equality. Okay, not a numerical equality.
Sir,
it's a
it is
string
not
equality.
visible. The screen is not visible.
Is it others also experiencing the same?
No, sir. It's
Sir,
visible.
screen is visible, but it's only showing after insert. Now it is visible.
Okay. So if you are using a single square bracket, single equal means equality. Okay. But if you are using double square bracket, you have to use a double square bracket. This will comes only when you do practice. Okay. There are subtle things you have to understand more. These are more like a syntactical, syntax only.
And what about double parenthesis?
Double parenthesis is totally arithmetic. Whatever you do inside, it's arithmetic. If I say 4 double equal to 4, that means it's a numerical equality.
In double parenthesis, we use double equal to only, not single.
Yes, I mean, yes. Within double parenthesis, you can use the greater than symbol, all those things. It's always refers to the arithmetic.
No, I understood that. I'm just asking for equality. We use double equal to,
Double,
right?
double.
Not single equal to.
I mean, most of the programming paradigm is double equal. Okay.
Yeah,
Double equal for equality, single equal for assignment operation.
Assignment operation, yeah.
Yeah.
So-
That is why I had that doubt, because in the single one we were using single equal to only in the cheat sheet. That is why I had that question.
Yeah, but this is a only exception. So also this double bracket also works. Okay, if you use a double square bracket inside the single, double equal to inside the single square bracket also works. Single also works. Okay?
Also, sir, in some operations like the one you did previously, where your $I %2 is equal to 0, right?
Yeah.
You used $I, but I saw an example where
It's not required. Actually, I can I don't use mostly arithmetic. So if you use $I and if you use simply I, it refers to the same. You don't need a dollar mandatorily you have to use. It's not required. It is not required only if you use a double parenthesis.
Yeah, because I saw one example where I think professor said y plus plus without the dollar sign. That is why I had
Yes.
that question.
It's not required.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so we have the array definition, how we define the array as well. Subshell. Okay. So when you do something like this, v equal to equal, actually this part is running inside a subshell and the value is got back to here. Okay. So when you execute any command like this, literally it is running inside a subshell only. And just because I have used the dollar, I'm getting the value, standard output from it. I'm extracting the standard output. This is what subshell means in
So,
practice. Okay.
So dollar and the single parenthesis is for getting the values of the sequence. I mean, the numbers. I mean,
Whatever the comment inside it.
comment.
In general.
Inside.
So here, if I say echo high, the value of v should be high. Whatever the command inside it, so it will get the standard output from it, not the standard error. Let's say if I do something like this, I'm redirecting the standard output to standard error. Actually, I already defined it. So now if I do something like this, you can see the value is printing here, but the value of v is not altered.
So
That means it takes only the standard output, not the standard error.
Okay.
It is one greater than and two. It is input is going to output, right?
Standard output is redirected into standard error. It's like a what? So you'll be seeing everything in a terminal. That's why it's maybe little confusing for you. So there are three file descriptions are there. Okay. The one refers to standard output. So whenever we say print anything, it refers to the standard output. And another, the file descriptor 2, that is referred to standard error, just like a standard output, but only the error text are thrown into the standard error. Okay. And one other thing is 0, which is refers to the standard input. So it generally, how we can refer standard input is mostly through if you have any file, then only it works. The standard input is giving input from outside. Yeah.
So here is the file and.
Sir, do we have to use standard input anywhere?
Always. Yeah, just I'll refer Ankit, just there will be a question from you. Ankit can go on.
Sir, I have a doubt in another problem. That's why I raised my hand.
Okay. Then I'll come next. So standard input, you'll be always using that. So when I say standard input, I simply type E, right? I type something given term. Now this is the first line is the standard input, second line is the standard output.
No, sir, what I meant was, will we have to use the 0 file descriptor anytime to do something?
No, not required. Not required. For the standard input, not required. All you have to use simply less than symbol. So you can use this triple less than symbol also. This it will take the string directly. Otherwise, you can use this here dot feature. So whatever you can type until you type the starting word, it won't terminate.
EOF means end of file, right?
Yeah.
So just to reiterate, a single standard input means the file. Double means we give the EOF and everything, and triple
Yes.
means it will take the string, right?
Yes.
Okay. And also there's this operator and then I think it's a greater than symbol. Echo.
Okay. So okay. So when I say this means it's redirection. Okay. This is
Yes.
a redirection operator. Ampersand 2 refers to the file descriptor 2, or that is the standard error.
Yes, sir.
This I'll stop something. Okay. Simply greater than symbol refers to standard output. This one and this one are exactly equivalent.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So note that this file, the redirection operator evaluates right to left, not the left to right. Okay. It will be evaluated right to left. So if you do something like if 1, 2, 3 inside the file name DA. Okay. So what I'm going to do is cat AA, right? It will simply concatenate files. Even if you do the same file, it will repeat it. I'm going to get the 3 repeater file and I'm putting in again into A. What will be the value inside A?
1, 2,
The
3,
file
1, 2,
A.
3, 1, 2, 3. The 3 lines.
A, only A.
Nothing. Actually, it's empty file. Okay. I think you didn't understand why it's happening, right? Because as I said, this redirection evaluates right to left. Okay. So this part gets evaluated first. That means we are replacing the file. Okay, overwriting the file. So if we say simply $A, it means we are simply overwriting the empty file, or it will create a file as well. So then only we are executing this cat command. What will be the 3 times of empty file? Again empty.
Understood, sir.
Cat A. So it's empty. Still, how many times you'll give? It will be still empty. So that's why it becomes empty file before we even execute the cat command. So when executing, it's an empty file. It again.
So that
I
is why
think
we should use double greater than to append if we want to append.
Yes.
Also, so there's this and then a greater than symbol.
It is same as 2.
Okay.
Greater than
This part.
1.
Okay. So ampersand greater than symbol. So what does it refers to is it is equivalent to some other things. Yeah. So whatever I have written then.
Yeah, it is same
Redirect
as
standard
this.
error. Yeah. So it will, when you say ampersand greater than, it does the same. It redirects both of the standard output and standard error to wherever you want.
Okay.
So we can use subshell here, echo 1 and something like this. Okay. So if I say cat the file, you can have the standard output. You have the standard error, which is coming from because of the invalid file in the same file. You can use like this. Otherwise, there is the traditional way of doing the same is redirect the standard error into standard. Because the file descriptor, this redirection evaluates from right to left. So this will be evaluated first. So it knows all the standard error has to be redirected to standard error. It gives the same. If I didn't give this part, you can see the error here.
But file will only have 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
So if
I
you have
only
to
the
append the values to the end of the file,
you can, I mean, still it will append only the standard error. Sorry, standard output only.
no, if you had the 2 greater than ampersand 1,
Then it appends. Okay, so you are referring to this like this. Okay. Like this, you are saying, right? But
in
this
this
is
you're
not a
appending the standard.
no. There is no. This is not a valid term. Okay. Uh, so there is no need for appending to the file description because everything is appending. Even when you do like this, right? It's appending only.
Okay, or we can
This
just append
redirection.
to another file, then append those contents to the current file.
Okay. This will works only for appending or files only. Okay. This part. If we do the same again, we'll see this.
So, and if we want to append the error, can we do 2 greater than greater than?
Either you can do like this and executing twice, or otherwise you can simply use the ampersand before.
Understood.
This also works. I think I have done most of the things here. So you can use this arithmetic inside the single square bracket if you use a dollar in it. You generally won't do this part much. You can use simply this double parenthesis is much more versatile. You simply go for that. Also, if you do something, anything inside the double square bracket, it's always executed. Okay. But if you put a dollar in front of it, then only you'll be getting the standard output from it. Do something like that. So if it's throw any error, then it will be the exit status would be like a not zero. Exit status is not zero.
Sir, I have a doubt related to conditionals.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, I wrote a script and there I needed one conditional, but it was not working as I expected it to. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, you can.
Is my screen visible, sir?
Yes.
Sir, I have a script a file. You can see this. I am taking two inputs, start and end.
Okay.
And if any one of them is empty, If the start is empty, then I set start equals 1, and if end is empty, I set end equals 100.
No.
But
So you have said start equal to 1 when end is not equal to empty string, right?
yeah, but when I execute this and provide both start and end as empty strings, still
Okay.
this value gets set. I don't know why.
So okay, the thing is, you didn't set the nothing. Okay, so what happens is, first condition it is a null string, it's true, but not
Yes,
n. That way, then the n won't be executed. The start equal to
but
1 will not be set.
no, sir. Start is setting. I am setting a start as 1 only
Okay,
when start is not empty and end is not empty.
okay. Can you execute the code?
And
Also put a F4
yes,
statement there so that it will be easy for you to do the stuff.
can I execute it once?
Yeah.
I am providing nothing, a start and end. Still, this is getting set. A start is 1 and end is 100. I have just provided two conditions. When only when one of them is empty and other is not empty. But when I am providing both empty, this is
Okay,
getting set.
understand.
And is it getting
And
set to /n?
Can you repeat?
Is it getting set to /n, like the new line?
No, no, it's getting set. A start is getting set to 1 and end is getting set to 100. When
No,
I am
when it is
providing both,
when it is reading it.
yeah, when I am providing both empty strings, while
okay,
it should
so
not set that.
so can you put an echo statement after that? After start equal to 1 and end equal to 100?
Echo something.
Echo and give the start and end value. Print the end, start and end value.
Before setting it to 1.
Here, end value.
Both, yeah. Before. Maybe so. Okay. Can you go to the code again?
Could you write the echo statements before assigning the start and end value?
Yeah, that's it. You can use VI or Emacs for the better
Yes,
text editor experience as well.
I'm not using VI, that's why I'm getting little problem.
Okay, it's not so.
It's not getting printed.
If condition having 2 lines, so we require any parentheses here.
No, not okay. Not okay.
And what is this?
Can you put?
minus
Okay, understood. So can you put a double quote before and after the start, end, and everything? Because you are using a single square bracket, you have to use a double quote.
Where, sir? In the conditional?
Yeah, in the conditional, you have to give a double quote. Otherwise, it will simply take a null. No, not there. I mean, before the dollar start, you have to bound with a double quote with the dollar start and dollar end.
Let me see.
Yeah. Okay, now only the end is there.
Yeah. Okay.
Because if that is not set, it's taken as a null value. I mean, it won't work. I mean, it will cause some
So
issue.
this is the culprit.
Yeah. So that is why
So-
if you are using bash, so always go with a double square bracket. Okay.
Okay.
So if you want
Why
to
is
write
that?
a POSIX script, then do the proper POSIX script.
Okay.
So this will cause always a trouble. You have to bound your variable with a double quote if you are using proper POSIX.
So why was it happening, sir? I mean, the variable, the if condition was not working or something
No.
else was happening.
So what happens is if the value is not defined or something, right? Okay. I'm not exactly sure, but
Okay.
even I am totally not sure. But what happens generally is if you put if you bounded it with a double quote, then only it reads as a null string. Okay. Otherwise, it won't read as a null string. That is the reason. So
Okay.
if you say -n, then if you put a double quote, then only it becomes a null string. Then it's not a null string. That's why it becomes true.
So I didn't get it. Can you repeat?
Yeah, it's not properly read the whatever the operand comes after it.
Okay.
So I'm not totally sure, but generally it works in that way. Maybe I'm wrong. So yeah, anyway, I can read more about it and let you.
Okay. Sure, sir. Thank you.
So my something
Here,
suggestion would be
minus what it is actually.
-z refers to null string. Is it equal to null string?
Hyphen equals null string.
Equality is for null string, and -n means not null string.
Yeah, not null string.
I mean, these things are given in the cheat sheet. If you want to take, you can look into it during the exam. 10 minutes or something. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, I have one more problem.
Yeah.
The difference between soft links and hard links. So we cannot create hard links for directory, right?
Actually, it's like as a regular user, you cannot create a, hard link for a directory. Only the super user can do it. There is a reason to it. Okay. So when you create a hard link for directory, when you traverse, if you are recursively traversing through a directory, it will be like an infinite recursion. Okay, let's. So you have a directory, the directory structure. Okay, level 1, level 2, level 3.
Okay.
Okay, you are recursively going through each and every file in all the directories and its subdirectories, listing it out. That is the recursive operation you are doing.
Yes.
Okay, and within level 3, there is within level 3 there is a hard link to a directory named as level 4. It is hard linking to level 2.
Yeah. So are you talking about a special dot and double dot ones?
No, special dot and double dot is very straightforward. So that's very easy. That's not an issue if you do a dot and double dot.
Actually, I was.
Okay, I'll show you some examples. Okay, just illustration. You are able to see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you have a directory named level one. Okay. Level one. This is a directory. Okay. Within inside, we have another directory, level two. Within inside, you have another directory, level three. So it has some other files as well. File one. Let's say file two. It, along with level two, something like that. Then within level three, I have another level four, the name, but it is soft link, it is a hard link to level two.
So
Okay.
it is created or it is already there.
It's, let's say I assume I created a hard link for a directory. Level four is
Okay.
a hard link,
Okay.
but the
In level
its
4 we have,
target, yeah, its
yeah.
target is level two. So what happens is I'll go on recursion. I'll list out level two first.
Okay.
I mean, let's say I list out files first. Okay, that says let's say
Yeah.
assume that's easy. Then I'm going to level two. Okay, level two. Then it's going to level three. Level three first I'll go to the file. After all the file, I go to the level three. Inside level three, then there is no file here. Then I go to level four. But level four
Yeah.
is pointing towards again level two.
Yeah.
Okay. Then
Okay.
inside the file and infinite recursion. This is
That's
the
why we are
reason.
not allowed.
Yeah, that is the reason we are not having hard link for directories. But with the dot and double dot already a hard link, right? Then why it's not happening? Because that's a very much defined variable. You can of course eliminate the dot. Everyone knows dot refers to the parent directory, double dot refers to the parent directory. So it will be discarded.
Yeah.
So when we define our own custom hard link, hard link to a directory, it is not previously defined. So that will have an issue. But this recursion will be prevented if it's a soft link. Generally, the recursion won't follow soft link.
Okay, sir. I think it was very useful that you have same files at two different places, and when you change something at one place, the changes get reflected. I was trying to do that with a directory, but
I mean, if you want a link for a directory, go for a soft link.
so soft link, yeah, that's why.
Yeah, that makes more sense because if you remove the original file and replace it with some other file, the hard link will not work anymore. But the soft link will work.
Okay, sir.
Anything else? Any other questions?
Sir, regarding cut command, sir.
Yeah.
So, could you explain some examples on cut command?
You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
So first, the options you have to know in the cut commands are two is the main, one is the delimiter, and another one is the field. These are the very two options you have to know for the cut command. And if you want to do something like a character wise, I mean like a not like a delimiter with a character. Let's say you want to get only 3, 4, and fifth character, you can use this option. B for bytes if you want.
Sir,
If you
how do we search for tabs in
tabs, you have to by default cut uses tab as a delimiter.
without a dash D?
Yes. So let's say So you can see it is a B, C are separated by tab. I'm storing in the file F1. Okay, I'm using cut to get the second field of the file F1. If tab is the default delimiter, you don't need to define the delimiter.
Okay, sir. And is there a way to use multiple characters for delimiter?
No. In cut you cannot use that. If you want to do that, you have to use arc. Cut always take a
Okay,
single character. That's the problem. In arc, you can define a pattern for a delimiter as well.
okay, sir.
After that, I'm simply creating some data. Okay, file history,
The random will generate random something.
random number.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you see file 3, you can see these random numbers are created. I prepended with A, B, and C just to know, just to denote the file. I mean, like which column it's coming belong to. So if I want to use the delimiter as comma, I simply can extract the second file here. If I want first and third, then I can say F1 comma 2. You can give a space before it, that's the option.
Yeah, yes, sir. One more thing, sir. Is there a way to just only extract the last column
You
using
cannot
cut?
extract the last column unless if you know what exactly the column number.
Number of columns.
Okay, so there is a way you can extract the last column. So how can you do that is add file 3. It lists out all the file, right? I mean, whatever the command name. Reverse it. Reverse each of the line. You can see this is like a line exactly reverse.
And then get the first one.
Yes,
And then reverse it again, right?
yes. Reverse it again, you'll get it.
Okay, sir.
Right. This is the most used things in fact. If you want to do some character wise, you can use the C command and get second and third character from the file. You have got this one 1583 23. Also, if you want to get like a multiple thing without defining anything, let's say I want to get everything from the first field. You can use a hyphen. That means it's continuous. Everything after the first field. So here you can use like everything after second field also. I mean second. If you want to get limiting the value, second to three is also works. First to these are the various things you can get the values in, I mean, various columns in.
So what about first and third column?
Just use the
1
comma.
comma 2, 1 comma 3. That will be very much useful if we have the clear-cut delimiter. Otherwise, it won't be useful if you are using like a quoted CSV. There is a specific type of CSV file. You can put a double quote and put a comma inside it. Okay, so you cannot use that with that. Even if you are using off, there also you have to define the field
Yes, sir. There
separator
was a
properly.
question for this in the, I think,
Yeah, the pin code one.
Yeah,
NPP, I think. So I
Circle
just
and
use grep in that.
yeah, you can use. I mean, there is a various way of handling it. So most probably, I mean, with a simple cut, it's very hard to use that thing. It is really hard. Okay? I mean, you cannot define multiple patterns as a delimiter, right? So if there is a comma in within the field, then it's considered as a delimiter, then your results will be wrong.
Sir, also grep command, sir.
I think grep, tell you only the important things you have to know. Okay? So if you want to, you can write either egrep or you can include the hyphen capital E to enable the extended regular expression. Okay? If you want to give multiple pattern, you have to give the hyphen small e. For multiple patterns, it works like a OR pattern, inclusive OR. If you give two string, like a two pattern, let's say either starting with E or ending with H, then you have to give the pattern with the option hyphen E. If you give the F, then it takes the pattern from a file. If the file have multiple lines, each line will be treated like a different regular expression, just like using the hyphen. This is very important thing. If you have to ignore the case, then you have to give I. So these are the important things. I, E,
Sir, how did we select multiple things? Let's say multiple words or something like that.
got the file 3. So I want to have the line which have 8, let's say 2 in it. Okay. Right? 2, 5, 3. Okay, I think it's almost all the lines have 2 in it. Therefore, let's 7. Okay, all the lines have 7 in it. Okay, only 2 lines have 6 in it. Okay. If I want to include one another pattern. Say either it can have 6 or it will end with 8. Likewise, you can do multiple patterns. It will be more like a OR fashion, not the AND fashion. Okay.
so we can do the same in single pattern also, right? Using
Yeah,
the
you can. Yeah, you can.
pipe operator.
Yeah, you can.
Sir, end
But
of the word.
that makes your regular expression little more complicated and much unreadable. But when you do like this, right, it will be very much readable.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Sir,
either
end
way,
of
Sir,
it's
the
is
fine.
there
Yeah.
is there a way to do only 6? Like if there is a 6, then there should not be 8.
You are asking for exclusive OR, right? No.
Yes,
Or
sir.
by default, no. You are saying either or, then it's no. But you
When there
can
is
do
6, then
and.
there shouldn't be 8. That
Yeah. Then that's not easy way of doing it in the command. But you can do and actually. If you pipe it and pipe your with the remaining thing, then it will become an and.
So we can
So
use
it has
the hat symbol to remove, to look for not 8.
yeah, we can. One, then how will you deal with the six other pattern? Right. 6 and not 8 is possible. Then you have to give the 8 and not 6, right? You can write a regular expression for it, but it will be like I mean,
It'll be
it will
complicated
be fun,
with the
bit
pipe.
complicated. Yeah. Why? Because it's not only 6 and 8. You have to deal with the rest of the cases also.
Sir, we can just use the V operator, right? After piping it.
Yeah, you can use. I mean, let's say, so what can you do is you have to write two commands, separate commands. Let's say 6 and not 8. And you can do something like ends with 8. Yes, and not 6. Okay, then it becomes exclusive or then you can combine both of us.
Sir, about ending with a word, we use slash b, no?
Yes.
So here we are using dollar.
Dollar is the end of the line, not the end of the word. Dollar
End of the
refers to
word
the
is
end of the line.
slash B, right?
Yes.
Word boundary.
Backslash B. Yeah.
It is starting
Sir,
and ending also. We'll call it as an boundary ends only. Slash b.
Yes. It's a balance. Yeah.
so can you again explain this minus V option?
Minus V is the inversion.
Inversion in the sense means whatever.
Okay. So we have the lines which have 6. If I give the lines which do not match the pattern, then that becomes our output. Generally, we give a pattern. The lines which matches the pattern will be our output. If I give hyphen V, it will be our input, which do not match the pattern.
Okay. Any pattern which is not matching, that will be, I mean,
Yeah.
any number. Yeah, that will be shown.
So if you give hyphen V, it will be totally not matching of all the patterns.
Neither 6 nor 8.
Yes.
Sir, there's a question in V5.
Okay.
Graded to B. Is there a easy way to like search for this pattern? Or how should we approach it? I use the pattern matching and it
You
was
have to use the pattern matching. If you use double parenthesis or some evaluation method, it will be not that easy. It seems like easy, but it won't handle all the test cases. You have to
yes,
use the
because there
pattern
are
matching.
many test cases which have multiple dots and that.
So in this, can we use the bench calculator?
You can try with that, but the obvious way and more effective way should be using a pattern matching.
Also, the double square bracket pattern matching, does it require ERE or BRE?
It uses like a ERE only. You can use plus inside it. Correct.
We will use ERE, right, inside the double square bracket?
Yes.
So we don't use the
Sorry,
double.
sorry. Actually, sorry, I got to start. Yeah, it was a ERE. So what happens is when I use double quote, right, it includes that in a pattern. That's the problem.
So I think it's better to just define the regex pattern as some variable and just
Some other variable, and you can refer it inside using the dollar prefix. So that makes more sense.
But sir, in that
that
question,
will be yeah, that will be useful if you are using the same pattern multiple times. But if you are using the pattern only in only one specific place, this is enough. Yeah.
sir, in that
Somebody wants to-
question, can I ask?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, in the question, um, what pattern should we use? Because the pattern that I came up with was very long.
So you
That
have
was
to okay. So okay, this is if the
I
due date
posted my
it is
solution
not
in the. Um,
okay. The due date is not over yet, right? So we cannot discuss
oh,
the
it,
answer. Okay? The
oh,
due date is not over. So you can try your way.
okay, sir. Okay. No problem.
And just solve all the week 1 to 5 in the portal and Replit for the practice
So
for
Replit
OPT
week.
exam.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah.
So Replit week 4 and week 5 solutions aren't in the Replit that link.
Okay, some solution may not be in Replit. You can try your own.
I mean, not a single solution is there in the. I mean, it is always there, no, for week 2 and 3
Yeah, some weeks we have given solution, but some
for
weeks
some
we
weeks.
want you to try it somewhere.
Okay.
So you can get solution from your company. It's a practice problem. You can share your solution and all in this portal and all.
Sorry, can you repeat?
So there is some intentionally we haven't given solution. Okay. In order for the students to practice. You can ask solution in the Discord. Okay, then since it's a practice problem.
Okay. So you have to do it on our own.
Yes.
I'm sorry, sir. I did not know that. I thought the date was already over for week 5 because quiz
It's
1 was like 2 weeks ago.
I think it's because of exam it's got 1 day late, I think. Because it's a week 5, right? So your portion for quiz 1 and OPP 1 is week 5.
Okay.
Also, sir, tomorrow in exam, how many number of questions we can expect, sir?
The structure is 6 questions. First 3, 15 marks each.
Okay.
Next 3, 20 marks each. Totally 105 marks. So it will be normalized to 100. Yeah, all questions are mandatory. Just like your NPP.
Sorry, can you repeat?
Uh,
Last line, sir.
yeah. So it will be like your pattern will be like 3 questions 15.
That is 45.
Yeah. And you have 16. So totally there will be 6 questions.
105 marks.
105 marks. So it will be normalized to 100.
Okay. And out
So
of
everything
100,
is mandatory. Everything is mandatory.
okay. And out of 100, we have to get at least 40. I mean, just I'm saying for the passing.
Yeah. You have to get like greater than equal to
Greater than equal to 40.
yeah, out of 100.
So questions will be similar to what we have been practicing this. I mean, the PPAs, GRPAs, and all the NPP questions.
Yeah. It will be just like your grading assignments.
No, I'm not about talking about the submission. I'm talking about the level of questions, sir.
Yeah, it will be like that. Maybe slightly difficult, but not much difficult. It won't be like a too hard question. You may have seen the increasing level of difficulty in the graded assignment. Right? You can compare it to the last graded assignment. If you have a graded assignment like 5 questions, the 4 and 5 will be little difficult compared to the. So you can compare it to the 4, 5.
Sir, what will be the more focus? Like grab part or like some
Everything. I mean, whatever we
functions
have
or something
this.
like that?
Yeah, there is no way we can say it is like a week wise pattern because week 2 includes week 1, week 3 includes week 2, kind of like that, right? Okay. So you have to be know about all the things, regular expressions and all the comments we have different. There is no memory involved. Okay. So if something is required, we'll give you soon. So you have seen the quiz question paper, right? It's more like a comprehension. Sometimes. You have given the man page and everything. You have to go
So,
through it and answer the question logically.
so in the question tomorrow also we can access the main page or some
You can
other.
access and here. You have the portal, right? The
Yeah,
portal you can give the help and get the output on the your screen. I mean, in the output screen, actual output. You can see things there.
okay.
In the batch we can type right, and it will
Yeah.
show the output.
Yeah, you can do a test run and you can see. Also, we have given a cheat sheet. The cheat sheet comprises of most of the important, I mean, oftenly used comments. So let's go look into it and just see where things are. I think if you do a control F search in Chrome, that is detecting as a alt tab. So make sure you don't do that. I think I'm not sure whether to fix it or not. If you do a control F search in Google Chrome during the exam, that is marked as a alt tab, tab switching.
What we do that for? Control plus F.
Search inside our page.
Acha. Okay.
So if you do something
Find
control
in
F and
page.
yeah, so it will show the match.
Control
So
F.
if you use these things, yeah, but don't use that and just go through the. It's a simply one line. Okay, so it's one page. Just see and where things are. That's it.
Will this be provided
Finish.
or?
So just go through it. Don't use the control F. Just see. Initially it will be bash, and in the last part you have comments. So we have XRs, the unique and star. These are the most used command if you want.
So we haven't done like unique and XOR args.
Yeah.
There's no practice nor anything regarding these two commands.
You can try your own. So, I mean, there are lots of commands in Linux. Sometimes you won't be using. I mean, we cannot explain everything. Okay? I think
Sir,
unit.
can you tell the XR just for once?
Yes. So what does the XOR do is, it will take the standard input and convert into a arguments.
Convert into?
Arguments. Are you able to see my terminal now?
No, sir. Your terminal is not visible.
Okay. I thought so. Okay, so.
Sir, it will convert the arguments into array.
No, it will convert the standard input to arguments to a comment. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. So let's
Yes, sir, it's
say,
visible.
let's say cat. I am getting 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I'm giving 1, 2, and 3. But this is a standard input, right? But I want that in a argument. Argument in the sense, it should be echo 1, 2, and 3. I want that value. Let's say if you pipe the value, it will convert into again standard output to standard input, right? If I let's say speak, let's say 10. If I do something like cat, Okay. If I do a grep or anything, it will convert to string. If you do exa echo, it will be converted into argument.
Uh, it will run the same command with the input that was passed to it, right?
So this whatever these arguments are exactly present after here. It will be placed after the whatever you are giving after that.
Okay,
So
sir.
how this
That is the
works
only
is
use, right?
yes. So it will be it's a very much useful feature in the respective Unix or thing because uh, the way you can convert a standard input to argument is very much helpful. So let's say you have some files you have written there, and you want to see if that files are there or not. Let's say okay. So I have the LL file, which of course have the long listing output. Okay. Now what I'm doing is I'm doing some. Let's say I'll take it off. Uh, okay, this is a file name, and I'm checking whether the files are like. Let's say I'll copy every file to a directory. Okay? In that case. So it copied all the files to a directory because directories are omitted because I haven't defined that. Okay, let's watch. You can see things.
So what does
It's
CP
CP
hyphen
is a
T?
copy
It's
command.
it's copying all the files into the edge directory.
So, yeah, T is the target directory.
T is
So
target.
generally how CP works is if you say 1, 2, and 3 and 4, uh, the last one is the target directory. Okay? It will copy the files A123, which is in the current directory, to the directory 4. That's how it works.
And the directory must exist before the CP command, right?
Yes.
It will not create the
So
directory.
yeah. Yeah. So there is that syntax is like that. If you say you can see that syntax. CP, whatever the option you have, you can give the directory name with the T target and give all the files in a number of arguments. So the default use case will be like this. This triple dot means it can have multiple values. So right, it will be repeated, can be repeated. There will be multiple sources, but only one directory. If it's bounded by a square bracket, that means it is optional. Okay. So this is the syntax I have used.
Sir, syllabus is still week 5, right?
Yeah, 1 to 5.
Yes, yes.
Don't worry. I simply use arc because I don't want to deal with the multiple spaces. If I use cut, it will not work. Because you have multiple spaces, right? So cut will not work. That's why I use star.
Sir, we can use normal ls, right?
Yeah, you can use normal LS system. I simply use this because you can include some other statement before and do the same. Even the easiest way would be like you can use simply star, CP star, and where you want to put where destination. This also work. I simply given because I want to give a example for the exam.
Sir, star will also select the folder, right?
All the files and folders.
No, the folder that we are copying into.
Yes, but if it's not empty,
Okay, okay.
because I have to define -r to recursively copy everything.
What would happen if we did specify R?
I it will say it cannot copy the same directory because you cannot copy the same directory into itself. It will not work.
Okay, sir, I get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the time is up. So any last questions? We reach time.
Sorry.
I mean, we have already reached the time. So if you have any
Sir,
last questions, we can.
yeah. Can I use man command while executing it?
Oh, you can. I mean, you are asking in portal, right?
Yeah, in portal, can I
I
write
think
man?
man also works. Simply give the command man and whatever it is.
And so the cheat sheet which is given in the complementary section that we have to go through it, or will this also be given tomorrow?
It is available in your exam.
It will be
It will be available in your exam,
the
in
cheat
OBP
sheet.
exam. Yeah. I mean, I'm asking you to go through it because you don't need to do the searching and waste your time during your exam. If you did it now, you know where things are, you can immediately locate them. Otherwise, you are going through top to bottom where exactly the command is.
Mhm. So we have to just memorize some codes. I mean, some cheat sheet.
No. I don't want you to memorize because it's obviously given to you. Okay? I mean, I simply want you to go through it so that you know, like, okay, it has short command, it has unique commands, all those things.
Mhm.
If you see the
Sure.
regular expression things and the options and everything.
You should be familiar with the cheat sheet, where to find what.
Yeah,
comes.
yeah. So generally, the thing is, you don't need to memorize everything. At least you have to know how to get them. Okay,
Mhm.
that is the entire course is all about. It. You don't need to memorize everything. You just need to know how to get those things.
Okay.
Where can you get it?
Mhm. Means we can get to the place where this command is located in the cheat sheet, or
Yes.
I mean, we don't have to search full. Okay.
So will the public test cases have any weightage or only the private ones?
No. Only privates. Public don't have any
We
weightage.
pass also half private test cases. We will get marks, right?
Yeah.
Partial.
The partial marks is based on the number of private cases first.
Mhm. If we
The
suppose
problem is that even for a 20-mark question, there are only 1 or 2 private test cases. So each test case is worth 10 marks.
Yes.
all private test cases will hold equal mark, right?
Oh, yes. The
Okay.
weightage of the test case is also same.
All private test cases are same. Okay.
Yes. Okay, then we'll wind up this session. Yeah. Thank you all. Good luck for your exam.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Hello, sir.
Yeah, yeah, sir.